Right, let's sit with eyes closed. Do a little morning check-in. Just taking a moment to sit and feel where you're starting the morning. Just taking a second to observe the patterns of the thoughts in your mind. As you sink back behind those thoughts, sinking down into the heart space. As you breathe into the heart space, just observe, does it feel that there's any blocks? Does it feel spacious? Does the solar plexus feel tight? And just with each exhalation, allowing yourself to soften into that space. Softening into the hips, feeling the weight down through the sitting bones. Just allowing any tension from the pelvic floor to release. Letting go of the belly. We'll take this time at the beginning of class just to move from the head into the wisdom of our bodies. Just observing all the sensations that come up. The spaces that hold, that feel tight, make it feel a bit dull. The spaces that feel open. Just setting the intention at the beginning is to allow that wisdom to lead you through the class. Observing if you find yourself in that headspace, the ego taking over. Just letting that thought go. Moving back into the body and feeling your way through. So from here, bringing your arms in front, you can keep your eyes closed if you want to. We're going to cross the right arm on top of the left, just taking the bind with the hands. And cross at your elbows. Yeah. Good. And then lifting the elbows up. Draw your hands away from your face and breathe into that stretch. With each exhalation, releasing. On your inhale, lift the elbows a little bit higher, coming into a gentle back bend. And as you exhale, folding forward, so drawing the elbows down towards the feet, rounding the spine. And taking a full breath down the length of your spine. And then releasing your arms, come back up to sitting. So changing left arm on top. Taking the behind, lift the elbows, draw the hands away from your face. Observe the sensations. Whatever you feel in your body. Pushing down through the sitting bones, inhaling, lift the elbows again, coming into that gentle extension of the spine. Nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, folding forwards, tucking the elbows towards the feet and allowing the spine to round. And then releasing your arms, come up to sitting. Taking your right arm up. Bend the elbow, bringing your hand towards your spine. Just using the left hand to guide that right elbow behind your head. And root through the sitting bones, push down. Lengthen up through the crown of the head and gently press your head back into your arm. If you haven't done this for a while. Releasing. Give the shoulders a little roll. And then taking the other arm up. Bending the elbow. Again, just use your right hand to guide the left elbow behind your head. And then root down through the sitting bones, lengthen up through the crown of the head, gently pressing back into that arm. Release. Give the shoulders a little roll. And come forwards onto all fours. We're moving into your cat-cow. So really feeling the length of the spine as you move, from the tailbone all the way up to the top of the neck. Observing those bits that feel tight, bits that feel spacious. Letting go of the reasons why they feel the way they do, just feeling them. And then start to circle the hips. Change the direction of the circles. And then come back to a neutral position, so keeping hips above the knees. Walk your hands forwards. Take them slightly wider than the shoulders. Spread the fingers and sink your heart down towards the mat. Welcome back to yoga. So keep pushing the mat away through the hands. Keep the elbows straight. Just allowing the heart to melt. And then slowly come back up to all fours. So walk your hands back slightly, again, spreading the fingers wide, tuck your toes, and stretch back to a nice bent-legged downward dog. So keeping a really good bend in the knees, push the mat away through your hands, trying to get your tummy back to your thighs almost. Get all the length through the spine. Plugging the shoulder blades onto the back of the rib cage, and then gently start to straighten the legs, pedaling the feet if you want to. And coming into this with curiosity, just finding out where your body is this morning. And then slowly walk the feet to the top of the mat. Again, no expectations. Just coming into Uttanasana, feet parallel. And imagine you've got that block between your thighs and you're gently gripping onto the block. Walk the hands around to the right side of the mat. And then walk the hands around to the left. And then coming back to the center, put a little bend into your knees, pull your tummy button back towards your spine and slowly round up. So stacking vertebrae one on top of the other. Head coming up last. And then coming into Tadasana. So from here, take hold of your strap. Do you remember the really fun shoulder thing that we did? You not got one? How is your shoulder? Is it? Yeah, basically. Brilliant. I did, yeah, I was sort of keeping an eye and you seem to be, yeah, go easy with this one because it's deep. It's so good, but it's quite deep. So taking the strap out in front, we're going to take hold of it slightly wider than shoulder distance. You're going to have to play around with this. I think you're just okay enough not to hit the being, but yeah, the joys of being little. Yeah. So root down through the feet. Get a nice strong Tadasana, nice strong mountain pose. Inhaling, take the arms up. And as you exhale, take them back. So here, try and keep the wrists in alignment. Yes. Just take a moment to check, just checking in where it feels tight, not trying to overdo it. And then slowly come back forwards. So now taking it a little bit wider. You're going to have to find your sweet spot and play around with it a bit here. So inhaling, take the arms up. Again, notice the wrists are going to want to do this. Try and keep the wrists strong, but the grip light. Inhale, lengthening up. And exhaling, take the arms back all the way down. Go wider. Just go wider on the strap. Yeah. So inhaling, bring them back up. Good. Exhaling, take them back. You just have to find your sweet spot. Inhaling up. Exhaling, take them back behind you. Good. Now on your inhale, come up just to the bottom of that tight bit and then floss. So observe, is it tighter on one side than the other? Yeah, often. Just a few little more flosses. How's that feeling, Tara? And inhaling, coming up. Good. Release the arms down. Get rid of your strap. Shake them out. Shake out anything that's sort of shifted, give it a bit of a wriggle. And then come to the top of the mat, into Tadasana. So connecting back to your breath. Inhale, floating your arms up. Take your gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Bring the hands alongside the feet. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog and hold it here. Just spreading your toes. Spread the fingers. Release any tension from your neck, your jaw, your face. Let it go. And on your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. So lengthen through the front body as you look forwards. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Hands move alongside the feet. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhaling, swan dive forward, so connecting to the bandhas as you fold forwards. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back to plank. So now we're going to move Ashtanga Namaskar slowly. So this is our knees, chest and chin. It's an 8-point pose. So we have 4 points. 1, 2 hands, 3, 4 feet. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, just lower 5 and 6, the knees down. Pull the tummy button back towards the spine. On your next exhale, gently lowering chest and chin. So keep the hips lifted and hover the chest and chin on the mat. Pull the shoulder blades together. Then slowly pulling the hands back towards the hips, slide forwards, rolling over the toes and lift into cobra. Exhaling, tuck the toes. Push back to your downward dog. Good. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Good. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, look forwards to your flat back. Exhale and step back to your plank. So again, doing a little check-in with those 4 points. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Keep the feet really active in this. Nice deep breath in, lower the knees to the mat. And then as you exhale, chest, then chin, and hold it here. Pull the shoulder blades together. So try here to use the back muscles rather than the front, yeah. Good, holding that, hovering. Then slowly pull the hands back towards the hips, roll over the toes and lift to your cobra. Exhaling, push back to your downward dog and hold it here. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, bring the hands to the heart center. Good. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards, Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back and chaturanga. Come all the way down to the mat, so lying on your tummy. Point the toes, press the tops of the feet to the mat. Take the hands out wide, fingertips pointed forwards and come up onto the fingers. As you inhale, using the back muscles, gently pressing into the fingers, lift to a wide cobra. Exhale and lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhaling to lift, and take a moment and hold it here. So notice, is all that weight into the fingertips. See if you can really use the back muscles. What happens if you lift your fingers? Give it a go. Yeah, you lower a little bit, but that's fine. Keep rooting through the feet. Nice deep breath in. Exhaling, hands under the shoulders, push back to your downward dog and hold it here. So I always say when we come to back bends and heart opening, we need to have strength in our own back. We really need to trust and have the strength to hold that opening of the front body. So all of these repetition, these movements that we do, upward dogs, knees, chest, chin, cobra, there are opportunity to strengthen, to allow for that opening. So inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. And inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga. Again, come all the way down to the mat. So slow motion, upward dog. Move the hands back so the fingertips are alongside your nipples. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, and now just lift the hands up. Notice if they've pinged forwards. See if you can keep the fingertip in line with the nipples. And then inhale, lifting into a cobra with no hands. So feel up the length of your spine. Are you loving this? Then gently lower the hands to the mat. So we're kind of using, 70% back muscles, 30 into the fingers as we gently, pulling the elbows back, lift to our cobra. Yeah, just come up lightly. Then push into the tops of the feet, keeping the back muscles active, lifting the knees, straightening the arms as we lift into our upward dog. Exhaling, roll back, downward dog, and hold it here. Nothing like a slow motion upward dog. But it's becoming aware of those spaces in the spine that maybe don't have as much strength. Maybe they're tweaky. No, just becoming aware and working with them. Inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. On your inhale, sit back to Uttanasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling, lifting to cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, roll back to your downward dog. Inhale, step the right foot forwards, the left heel comes to the mat. Virabhadrasana 1. So rooting through the feet. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha. Exhaling, Ardha Mukha. Inhaling the left foot forwards, the right heel comes to the mat. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to your downward dog and hold it. So when we're working in that slow motion upward dog, or even the knees, chest and chin, be aware if there's parts of it that didn't feel nice and it felt uncomfortable, doing a cobra, a gentle cobra, and working into the bits that maybe need strengthening. stay with that. Just listen to your body. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees. On your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. But inhaling, sit back to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga. Observe, is it your body or your head lifting you to upward dog or cobra? Exhaling, push back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga, three-legged if you want to. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhaling, left foot forwards, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling, back to downward dog, and hold it here. So our yoga postures are supposed to feel nice. You know, it's not like a HIIT class or a body pump where we're really just going for it, and they are great. But in our yoga, we want it to feel nice. So find the variation that works for your body today. But inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, lift to your flat back, lengthen the front body. Exhale, step back to plank. So rolling onto the outside edge of the right foot, take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Then lifting the left leg, step it back behind you. So opening heart and hips, coming into wild thing. Feel that opening of the front body. So Sarah, straighten the right leg. Yeah. Good. Inhaling through plank, through side plank to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step the right foot forwards, high lunge. So holding it here, spread the toes wide on that back foot. Plug the head of the arm bones, whether the hands are together or apart, plug the head of the arm bones back in. See if you can move the arms back, lift the gaze, open the heart. Taking a nice straight arms, deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands, down, step back, Chaturanga. It's so much harder when we do it slower. Inhaling, we do it slower. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhaling forwards to your plank. Roll onto the outside edge of the left foot and take the right arm up. Now step the right foot back behind you, opening hips and heart towards the ceiling. So feel that expansion through the front thighs, through the chest, down that right side, through the armpit. Remember that armpit chakra connecting to the heart chakra. Good. Inhaling, come through side plank to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog and hold. Inhaling, take the left foot forwards, come into your high lunge. Again, so here we plug the head of the arm bones back in, we connect to this center. Root through the feet, back heel lifted, Charlotte. Back heel up. The joys. Good. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, just taking the arms back slightly. Feel the length of your spine. Good. Nice deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to downward dog and hold. It's so much easier in a flow class if we belt through it really fast. You don't feel, you just move through. We want to really feel, especially when we're moving into heart opening, we want to know what's going on. We want to feel those blocks, work with them rather than just pushing through them and forcing the body to open. On your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhaling, swan dive forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, step back, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling, roll the shoulders back, lift to cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, either Virabhadrasana 1 or high lunge. It's up to you. Exhaling, fold halfway forwards, hands to the heart center and twist to the right. And breathe. So Sarah, use your bandhas to lift. More Mula Bandha. Push into that back foot more, yes. Because you're so open in the hips, you need to create more resistance. Inhaling, come back to your high lunge, or warrior 1, as everyone's in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling the left foot forwards, whichever variation you did on the other side, so warrior 1 or high lunge. Connect to that back foot, and as you exhale, twist to your left. So really use that back foot, the toes, more than the heel. Spread the toes, and yeah. Can you feel the difference? Yeah. Yes. So breathing energy and space into this twist. Use that breath to clear those blockages. Inhaling, come back to your high lunge or warrior. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, and hold it here. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Feel the back muscles connect to the bandhas. Exhale, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, lift to your flat back, lengthen the front body. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, step the right foot between the hands and lower the left heel to the mat. So from here, left knee, sorry, not the heel. That's not going to help, thank you. So from here, we're going to come up onto the front knee, the joys, And then we're going to bend the back knee and reach round with the opposite hand to start with and see if you can take hold of the foot. Then we're going to reach round with the same hand, both hands. See if you can hold on to that back foot with both hands. Pull the heel in towards the sitting bone, lengthen the tailbone down, and then slowly rock forwards. If the knee hurts, just put a block on it or double the mat over. Yeah. Just come into a deep lunge. Yeah, still get the stretch, just a slightly nicer variation. Yeah, then releasing the back foot, lower the hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, step back and chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhale the left foot forwards, so lowering the right knee to the mat. And then bring the hands up onto the left, the left knee. Now I've lost it. So bending that right knee, reach around, see if you can take the opposite hand round. And then see if you can take the right hand round. So gently pulling the heel towards the sitting bone and then rock forwards. Keep lengthening the tailbone down. It sort of tends to want to just stick out. So see if you can lengthen down to hurting your knee. You can always use blocks, but it's fine. Good. And then releasing that back foot, lower the hands to the mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling Ardha Mukha Svanasana and hold it here. Now on your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now on the inhale, float the right leg up to a three-legged dog. Bend the right knee and then open the hips out to the right side, lifting that right knee as high as you can. So keep the heel towards the sitting bone. So you're getting a stretch, not just down the inside of the left leg, but through the front of the right thigh. What do you mean? If you can, but try not to drop into the shoulders. Good. So from here, we're going to bring that right leg forwards into our pigeon pose. So bringing the knee somewhere behind the right wrist, ankle behind the left wrist, and then walk the left leg back down the mat. Bring your hands back alongside your hips, lengthen down through the tailbone. How's that feeling? So bring this knee over here a bit. There. Now walk this leg back. There. Feel it? See if you can take one arm up towards the ceiling, both arms up towards the ceiling. Just don't. Hold into the core. Again, listen to your body, not your head. Slowly releasing the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, step back to your downward dog. Inhaling forwards to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, float the left leg up. So again, bending the left knee. Open the hips out to the left side. So we try and keep the shoulders square. Push the mat away through the hands. The tendency is when we're in this to drop into that right armpit. So activate Hasta Bandha through the hands and push the mat away. Create that stability. Keep that left heel close to the left sitting bone. Good. And then slowly bringing the left leg forwards, coming into your pigeon on this side. Good. See if you can get that right leg behind your right hip. That's the one. Good. And then walk the hands back alongside the hips. It might be enough just to stay here. Roll the shoulders back. So it's pigeon with the puffed up pigeon chest. And then see if you can take the arms up. Maybe it's one arm, maybe it's both arms. Not liking it. You can literally just do it like this, if it feels okay. Do it like that. Because then you still get a bit of an opening through the front of this back leg, but it's not nice for knees, pigeon, if they're feeling dodgy. Then don't. Then slowly releasing the hands down to the mat, tuck the back toes, step back to your downward dog and hold it here. From here, come forwards to plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down to the mat and come to lying on your tummy. So bring your arms out in front, superhero style. Palms facing towards each other. Hands shoulder distance. If there's pinching, take them a little bit wider. Good. And lengthen. Forehead down to the mat. Bring the legs together. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Good. And on your inhale, lift the right leg and the left arm. Keep the head down. Exhaling, lower down. Inhaling, left leg, right arm. Exhaling, lower down. So keep going with your breath. Opposite arm and leg lifts. Keep the head to the mat. Use the breath to lift you and the breath to lower. Add one more on each side. Good. And now take the feet slightly wider than the mat. Take the arms slightly wider than the mat. So you come into a kind of starfish style. So we're going to do the same thing, but when you lower, the legs are going to try and come together. So make sure that when you place them back down, they're off the mat. The same with the arms. So we stay in this wide variation. So on your inhale, lifting right leg, left arm. Exhale to lower, coming onto the top of the foot. Inhaling, left leg, right arm. Exhale to lower. Good. Keep moving with your breath, opposite arms and legs. And one more on each side. Sarah, take them wider so they're off the mat. Yeah. They love to sneak back in. And when you finish, just bringing the legs back together, take a moment, relax, turn your head to one side, shake the hips out if you want to. Again, bring your forehead to the mat. So this time we're going to keep the arms out in front for starters. Bend the right knee. Reach round with the right hand and take hold of the right foot. So lengthen here, forwards through the left fingertips and back through the left foot. So you're creating as much length as possible. Then lengthen the tailbone, so push the pubic bone down towards the mat. On the inhale, you're going to kick the right foot and the right arm up towards the ceiling and lift the left leg and the right arm up. No, head's going, everything's coming up. Everything. I mean, you can try. Good, and breathe. So if you can lift that left arm just a little bit higher and then release down to the mat. Take a moment and relax. The whole load of back muscles working. Feel into them. And it doesn't matter with these postures how high up you are coming. We're not trying to force the body into a shape. We're using a shape to explore the range of the body, to explore it in its fullness. So again, let the wisdom of your body lead. And then coming onto the left side. So Tara, watch out with this on that left knee. Sometimes these can tweak knees a little bit, depending. If it does, just do both arms out, both arms legs back, and just leave them like that. So lengthen. You're taking hold of that left leg, you're lengthening through the right side. Push the pubic bone down towards the mat, and on your inhale, lift everything up towards the ceiling. Is it hard on the side? It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It really is just an exploration of the body. It doesn't need to lift. As long as the muscles are activated, it's that energetic up. It doesn't matter if they don't lift. Good. Breathe your way into this. Inhale, lift the right arm back so you can get it alongside your ear without dropping your head. Every time I do that, everyone's head goes like that. Good. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, release. Let go of the leg. Relax. Turn the head to the other side. Bring your hands under your shoulders and push yourself up to sitting. How did that feel on everyone's backs? Yeah. Is it? Good. Right, because the thing is about with back bends, you know, they're beautiful. They're a lovely, they're supposed to be a beautiful heart-opening experience and practice. But the problem is we get so obsessed with the head trying to throw us into a specific shape that we forget about the body's wisdom. We don't listen to it. And the body, you know, we're a bunch of adults that have basically spent, unless you've done quite an advanced observation yoga practice from a little age, which most of us haven't, we've been trained out of listening to our bodies. We've forgotten how to listen to them. You know, just do it, you know, being told to run around the field in your pants at PE class, and you know, And things hurt, but just do it. You know, you have to do pain, no gain. We don't want that. So if the back is tweaking, you listen to the tweaking and you pull back and you work with that. And often there's strengthening that needs to go on. There's different practices that need to be done. And it suddenly makes what can be a painful, uncomfortable practice. I've always loved back bends. Through years of teaching, so many people don't. Who doesn't like them? Anybody not like them? No. Excellent. But they are a lovely practice, and we need to really listen. And when we listen and trust the wisdom in our body, the heart, not only does it open physically, you know, into that extended shape, but energetically it allows the heart space to open as well, because we've built that trust within the body. So we're going to do some more of that. Let's come into yay, back bends. Such a nice morning to do heart opening, right? Yeah, it's just beautiful. It wasn't what I had planned, but I was driving down here and I was like, today's hearts. So tuck the toes to start with. This is a strengthening exercise. We're not trying to get to our heels in this one. And this is one of my favorite variations of camel to really work on the strengthening side of things. So bring your hands to your hips. Again, hug an imaginary block between your thighs. It kind of helps to create stability. You can actually put a block between them if you want to, if you think it would help. So roll the shoulders back. Just gently pulling the elbows together. Open the heart, push the shoulder blades forwards and lift the gaze just to the top corner of the front of the room. Doesn't need to go higher than that. And lengthen the tailbone down. Now take your right arm up and slowly just take the right arm back and feel. There's a lot of back muscles required to hold this. It's not a deep posture. So if you can straighten that arm, Charlotte. And then lower the right hand back to the hip. Good. Then take the left arm up. And take the left arm back. So notice if it's sinking into one part, see if you can lift the chest. Push the shoulder blades forwards into the back of the rib cage. Open the heart, take the left arm back a little bit further. And then slowly bringing that left hand back. Come to sit on your heels, hands to the thighs. How did that feel? Nice? Just quite intense, yeah. And you're not really, you're going up more than back, but often we go into camel and someone says, oh, take an arm up. You could throw your back out doing that if the strength isn't there. So, you know, when it comes to doing camel, if that's enough, you do that, because that's a really beautiful prep for it. So we'll go back, we'll see how it feels going back to camel. We're going to go back slowly and not touch the heels yet. So tuck your toes under if you want. If you prefer it with the toes untucked, it's fine for now, because we're not going to reach the heels. But we're just going to start relying on the strength in the back and feeling. If you sink into your lower back, then really use the upper back and the shoulder blades to lift you. Yeah? Hands to the backs of the hips. Roll the shoulders back. So here, that lower part bends back already. So work into the upper part. Push the chest forwards, pull the shoulder blades together and use them like two little guiding hands. Take a nice deep breath in and lengthen the tailbone down. And then as you exhale, walk your hands just down to the middle of the thighs. Notice if it's sunk a little bit into your lower back, then lengthen the tailbone down and lift the chest more so you feel it into the upper back. Then see if you can walk the hands down a little bit further. So here, if you want to, roll the shoulders back so you push more. Yeah. If you want to, see See if you can take one arm up towards the ceiling. It might be too much. This is really strong because you're in the back bend. Be mindful if you've got a cheeky back. Swap and see if you can take the other arm back. Go on, lift the chest forwards now. And then slowly place the left hand down, come up and sit back to your heels and rest. We run around this planet terrified of being open, you know, as a general population, scared of getting hurt, fearful of loving people. It's all this, and it's no wonder because we've completely lost this connection, and we've lost our ability to open safely because we've lost touch with the body's intuition. So, and this is what yoga is for, you know, it's here, it's using the physical body as a tool to expand the energetic body, which, you know, when you start looking at the practice like that, it changes it completely. It's a totally different practice. So really what we're doing is building that trust. I always think of the body as an antenna. It's like our antenna to the world. So listen to it, because it's a really, you know, forget iPhone, this is a really good bit of kit. Listen to the body and allow its wisdom to allow you to open. Now we're going to go back to the heels. See how it feels. If you're like, no, actually, I want to stay with that one, stay with that one. Practice taking the arms up. So toes tucked to start with. Hands to the backs. Unless you know that you can easily go back to the heels, then have flat feet. So inhaling, roll the shoulders back, open the heart. And then slowly, on the exhale, just go halfway down the thighs. Take that moment, just tune in with your body, listen to what it's telling you, adjust accordingly, then move deeper. Yeah, do a little adjust accordingly. Yeah, that. And then see if you can take the hands back towards the heels. If you need to lean back slightly in the hips, go for it. Yeah. So now, push the shot, yes, and lift from here. And breathe. Yes. Breathe, smile, all of it. And then slowly lift yourself back up and sit back to your heels, take a moment. Yeah, the head, so heavy, right? If you throw your head back, getting out is not fun. And the funny thing was, I was just looking at you all going, oh, everyone's got lovely neck positions. And then you suddenly went, oh, wow. The minute you let go, you know, you've got a lot of muscles here that don't work. They're just not turned on that often. And we hang in this muscle. And you drop back and it's like, oops. Got to get out of this now. And that's where injuries do happen though. I mean, you know, you're a Pilates teacher, you can get yourself out safely. But it does happen. So we have to be mindful. So from here, we're going to come to lying on our backs. We're going to be working into camel. No, we're not working into camel. We're working into bridge. We've just done camel. Then we're going to be working in just doing an Urdhva Dhanurasana, so a full wheel. So if you want to, you can take your mat up against the wall, if anybody, and we can use bricks, or we'll give it a go just in the center of the room. Yeah? Come to lying on your back. Back bends and never have enough time in a class. It's always like a 3-hour workshop. You're doing a workshop, aren't you, at some point? Some point we'll do one, yeah. So have your knees bent, feet flat to the mat, arms down by your side. Here, bring the heels in close towards the sitting bones. And lift your toes off the mat. So Sarah, take them hip distance, yeah. Lift your toes back off the mat. Not the foot, not the feet, just the toes. Yeah. So you activate the feet. Push down into the four corners of the foot. Keep the toes lifted. As you press down, you should feel Mula Bandha start to engage. Then as you inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Good. Now shuffle the shoulder blades underneath you. So if you can interlace the fingers and extend the arms down the mat. So we're pushing into the feet to help to lift the hips. Now you need to work into that tight upper back bit. So use the shoulder blades to lift your chest up towards your chin. Don't tuck your chin to your chest. Everyone always takes the easy option. So lift the chest towards the chin and wriggle up onto the top of the shoulders. You can bring your feet back slightly down. Yeah. There you're in. Good. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And exhale to lower down. It's hard work, that posture. Yeah, it's a really tough one. So we're going to try now going into Urdhva Dhanurasana, our full wheel pose, aka crab. Yeah. That's fine. If anybody doesn't want to do it, we're going to then go back into bridge. Go back into that variation because it's a really lovely variation. So for everybody else that is doing it, bring the hands alongside the head. So yeah, give it a go. So we're having the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. Eventually you walk the hands underneath the shoulders and push from there, but that's a whole other class. So again, activate the feet, lift the toes back. Push gently into the mat, so you activate a little through Mula Bandha. And then you're going to press, lift onto the top of the head. And then slowly coming up. Let's see what everyone's doing. Yeah. Good, so now Tara works chest towards chin and keep your gaze up towards the How did that one feel? Nice? Monday morning. What? It's such a whole body. The whole front body has to open. Yeah. It's a bit like the whole body. Yeah. So you're doing it again. You're not going to do it again. No. Fair enough. If you want to do one more round, go for it. Otherwise, just have the knees bent and the feet flat to the mat so the spine comes into a nice neutral position. Is that? Yeah. Not surprised. Super ill though. Yeah, so just gently hug your knees in towards your chest. A little rock from side to side. You know, and as Sarah was just saying, we have, you know, the body's resisting. It needs resistance. And if you think how much of our life the body has met resistance, and we've never been trained, or we're not trained as children to let that resistance go. You know, it's something we often come to later in life. Nowadays, I think it's better, but we come to later in life trying to learn to let this resistance go. So you have a lifetime of resistance in your body. So, you know, you're not going to throw yourself into the same shapes that you did when you were 5 in the playground. We used to walk round on our hands and feet in crab. So just bring the feet flat to the mat, knees bent. And so straightening out the right leg. Place the left foot onto the right thigh. Place the right hand onto the left knee. Left arm out to the side, shoulder height. And on the exhale, twist over to the right side. So you might need to scooch the hips over if you're going into quite a deep twist. And then turn the gaze towards the left hand. Again, you're working in the direction of the floor, bringing the knee towards the floor. It's just a direction to move in. It's not a destination. It's a direction. And anyone that does a lot of yoga knows that the minute you reach that destination, the teacher just throws another one at you, so it's pointless. And then slowly come back up to the center. So changing the legs over, left leg straight, right foot on left thigh, left hand on right thigh. And on the exhale, twist over to the left side. So what keep that down? And then inhale and come back up to the center. Extend your legs down the mat and come into Shavasana. If anybody wants to just come into a seated meditation for the last few minutes, they can do that as well. Take a moment before you let go and settle, just to reflect back over the class and think of the things, even if it's just one thing that you're like, yeah, my body felt good. How did it feel? Did it feel strong or open, expansive? Bring that feeling back into your body. Stay with that feeling. bringing your focus back to your breath. Back into your body, giving your fingers and toes a wiggle. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest. A little rock from side to side. And roll over onto your right side and gently come up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart center into prayer. We'll close chanting 3 Oms together. Taking a nice breath in for Om. Set yourself an intention for the day. As you move through your day, acknowledge the things that feel good, the things that you feel you did well at. If you notice the ones or the thoughts coming into your head, you know, that kind of self-negative chat, oh, I should have known how to do it better, it should have been. Just take a moment and come back and acknowledge the things that felt good, the things that you've achieved for the day. And gently bowing your head. Namaste. Thank you. Lovely. What a beauty of a day.